How y'all doing? Okay, we're gonna be doing a update on the Sea Dragon first, and I'll get into the other details. So this Sea Dragon is gonna be actually very similar to. So first, you're gonna see it's actually green and slimy. It has backbone. His essentially his this is Era, by the way. This is Era energy. When he creates a body, you're gonna be able to see the similar features where there's a backbone of fins on all the way to the back. It's green, it's slimy, and he's about 1,380 feet long, about 823 feet wide in body width. And when his head is out, it'd be about 600 feet high. And you will be, and it's pretty high. I mean, I'm talking like you'd be able to see him from the satellites. You'd be able to see him from Taiwan, Japan, and China. Everyone's going to be talking about it. Another very important thing is actually a more closer look. Looks like a closer look is actually very similar to this. So this is actually what he actually looks like underwater or in above water, but it's a sea dragon essentially. So it's a sea creature back in the day, but it's just his own energy that he creates. And this is blue, but this is actually green. So imagine this all green, and the scales are actually slimy because it's underwater. And so this is more for a scale reference about how big Era the sea dragon will be. And so this is what people will be seeing. And this is going to be around this, not just this area, but essentially this whole entire shelf. So we're going to actually go into quickly a few minor details. You'll see that this is upper shelf here. This is within the East China Sea. Then you'll see this huge shelf, pretty much, right here. And there's islands on top, and this is kind of like a more like a hill above this shelf, but it actually is all kind of connected. This is where the tectonic plate is melting into this section of the sea. There's always been interesting mysteries and things that happen here, but more focus when he destroys this shelf. He's taking his feet and his hands and essentially creating a huge hole. And this hole right here, actually, what you see right here, this is about 1,000 feet underwater to almost down to 2,400 feet. And this is going to be going down. Oh, actually, I'm sorry, also down to 4,000 feet. And so he's taking this whole entire shelf and breaking it down. And it's going about hundreds and hundreds of feet, about 2,000 feet below, even where it was before. And essentially, this is how he creates this wave. Actually, I'm going to pull up exactly what I'm trying to say. So you see this actually in the slideshow. But this section, yeah. So when he breaks it down, see where I have it X'd out? That's where it's being broken down. And that allows him to actually take all this water and push it up. And so he's pushing, we're talking megatons of power, pushing all this water all the way up to Shanghai, all the way up to here, but mainly North Korea and Beijing. And that's there's going to be right here. You see, there's going to be an 800-foot wave, but actually there's military man-made Chinese bases that are not going to be used. Actually, if anything, Starfish is going to find a new home. Like, oh, we can find a new spot. Very much, this is going to be destroyed. And I'm going to go right here. You can kind of see it, but they've been creating all along here and all the right on this side. There's gonna be an 800-foot wave actually destroying all that at the same time. So as this wave he pushes, it goes all the way up here. And keep in mind, because it uses deeper water, it may not seem as high, but the second that it hits this main floor, it's gonna be extremely high. It's gonna be more than 1,400 feet. And actually, seeing it metaphysically, I actually saw pretty much this wave gets pushed as the water as the parts of the bottom of the wave, and this is including all the ships that's floating here in the military from China. They're going to be about 400 feet high, going along with the wave, on the water but sideways, and they're being destroyed, and all that as they get destroyed, he's pushing here. This section here, when he gets up to here, this wave it's going to go over. It's essentially going to go over, and that pushes a lot of the wave water into North Korea. So this section here, so Pyongyang, this whole area gets pretty much gets hit, and this continues on. And he's continued, and like I said, this is where the high water is, well, low surface, pretty much, but extremely high water. He pushes it all the way to Beijing. You're going to see boats floating. And literally, as I was seeing it metaphysically, I was being shown that a section, all these section here, will be about 7 to 20 miles. Actually, just under 10 miles. It'll be boats floating, not floating. Well, yeah, floating, but more inland. Small boats, not the military ships, but small boats. That's all through here. All of them is going to be inland, and Beijing gets flooded. And while at the same time, and mind you, it's gonna. He also will have be walking on land, so people will be seeing him. So as he goes here, pushing, he's actually pushing the wave, and then it breaks off, goes over here, and then once he hits here, he'll be able to be walking on land, and people will be seeing that too. That's going to be a one-time thing, though. He's going to create the body. So this is going to be a body that he creates. It's considered a water dragon, but it's called a sea dragon. And while that is happening, uh, yeah, I think it's over here, the chain, if I'm correct. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, I think I found it. I always mix this one up. Uh, let's see here. I'll make sure I find it. Uh, oh no! I always get this up. I should have just typed it. But yeah, I was I was close. Alright. So the Three Gorges Dam gets not when it gets destroyed. We're talking about just gets kicked, just kicked to be destroyed completely. So all that water that's been holding up millions and millions of cubic of water will go flow all the way through here, and this whole is flooded, and it goes all the way to Shanghai. All the way to Shanghai. So this water that's here goes all the way to Shanghai, and he's going to actually have. It's going to be more holographic, but people will still be able to see it. A huge land dragon or earth dragon that's right here, and so essentially he's going to be destroying China. And as he's destroying China in the sea, he's destroying China on land, and as he's doing that, think of peanut brittle, like caramel peanut brittle. You take that and put a hammer to it. Bam. Well, all those jagged edges and everything is on top of each other and everything. That's what China's going to be. Earthquakes everywhere. So as the flooding that goes through here, as he's finishing with the actual tsunami, at the same time he's actually destroying China through land, and it's going to be a large, very, very, very large dragon. It's just him standing with all four of his feet in the ground. His feet is so large, it's in the ground. His head is actually touching the sky. So you're going to be seeing some very amazing pictures soon. And the people around here, those who think of CGI, they're going to be sadly mistaken because there's going to be a lot more people and more satellite images showing what's actually there. So essentially, that would be impossible for that to happen. Another very big thing is Mongolia. China is taking too much, Tibet and Mongolia, and there's essentially he's going to create a separation. So there's going to be water that's going to be flowing between southern Mongolia and the main part of Mongolia. That's going to be together, and that's going to be essentially separated from the this part of China. There's going to be like where water is. That's like a lot of destruction, but pretty much almost all of China is going to be destroyed. Land, jagged, and everything, and like legit, really, really jagged. We're not talking like like cracks. No, we're talking like jagged up that creates new mountains. And also another big deal is in the southeastern or southwestern part. or Tibet, this whole section here will be separate. You see this water? It's where a lot of that water comes up. You don't forget, there's a lot of water under here that's actually brought up. And so in that case, essentially, this whole section, the Tibet, will be separated. And this will be separated from China again, because China took over. And all that's going to be his own land mass. But it's going to be just like cracked, fully separated from China. Um, let's see, I'm trying to make sure I get everything. Um, so the land dragon, it's going to be similar to this. I found a awesome image for DeviantArt. This is the free download. And you see at the size of him is on this cliff, and you see the size of his like the claws, his head, it's nearly pretty much touching the skies. Skies. That's how big he will be. That's what people will be seeing in the middle of China. So you're talking about something that is impossible to miss, and it's going to flow very, very strong. Okay. And then I think the last thing I need to talk about, there's this one more thing. With King Yalana, alright, let me put these away. So, there's something that I missed. Um, this is something that I missed completely. And then it was Jay brought it towards me again, and I realized I was like, oh snap! And King Yalana was like, oh yeah, I'm right there. Um, so mine first fix is this is actually his front porch, not the back porch, and then this is a ring camera. If it obviously I couldn't get the mixture, the motion captures as strong as I wanted to at the time, because it wasn't actually getting the whole thing. All right, so we're gonna actually move forward. We're gonna watch something really interesting. So as he actually goes down, just right here, you'll see him come up, just briefly. Whoa, right there. He slowly comes out, and then he goes. Just when the end of the video. So I missed that, and I wanted to actually get y'all's attention on that. And King Yalana, the very important thing to note is that he is the king of the forest Fae. There's different versions of Fae, but different Fae from different parts of nature. So, like, pretty much common sense of all the natural elements, and then all those elements you take, there's Fae that comes from that. And then you take the more wow. Um, um, different subgroups. And there's different subgroups within different subgroups. One of the larger subgroups of in regards to the Earth is the Forest Fae. And King Yalana is the king of that. And he actually pretty much runs things on that part of the world. I actually will be experiencing a lot of moments with him, with different Fae, and a lot of people have. It's just this time we're gonna be talking about the bodies that. Okay, so that was a forced cut off through my headphones. I think they made sure to cut off my headphones at that time. It's a spirit it's energy, negative spirit, lower frequency spirit can go into your Bluetooth devices and put some energy and it'll cut it off. So I had to restart a little bit. But I was speaking about the Force Fae, King Yalana, and I was actually speaking about the bodies and the bodies that we made. And I'm going to be having some really unique experiences with him and the other different beings of the Forest Fae. We're talking about nymphs. We're talking about wood fae. We're talking about all different parts of the world of the Forest Fae. And I was actually speaking about a lot about how many times where I had depressed times, I go there and actually release a lot of the issues I had. And it was going to the forest, and a lot of the experiences I had was with him, King Yalana, and other different Fae. There's one moment where I had a crystal and I put it in top of a tree that was overlooking the river where I used to this park that I used to go to, and a lot of my bad memories was there. There was a witch ritual that you do with it, and there was like a way to get rid of stuff. And crystal quartz holds memories, and I buried it in the ground and I forgot about it. That's what you're supposed to do. I was like, maybe I want my crystal back. Went back, it's gone. I was like, where? I can't find it. I swear I can't find it. And I was like, huh. Looking at it now, it was a gentleman of the Forest Way that actually went in and took it away. And I believe that was King Yalana. And he actually, if not, it is, but it's not. It's like people were all connected, and then they got took it because they can create crystals. Fae is very powerful. They can create some very powerful things. Um, and the bodies that are being made are all energetic. And so when they show themselves around me, I'll be able to take images and photos of it. Y'all could be seeing it through the channel. So it'll be much easier for you to understand it. And just feel for yourself. I'm going to be offering you a chance to actually see this. And this is something um, very important part of the world of thing. And there's also, I think there was a couple other things that I forgot to mention. Um, in regards to the dragon that Arrow makes, he creates this body. There's fins that's out here, and big fins like gills that come out here on the side. So it's huge, huge fins. But his body is very similar to this to see. Very similar to this. That's what I was trying to speak earlier. Let's see. The force of the tectonic plates when he destroys the actually will bring all that debris, all that hundred, like I said earlier, hundreds and hundreds of feet, pretty much up to 2,000 to 4,000 feet below where it already is, and that hole gets created. That amount of force is that bottom of that wave is so thick that it will literally carry the ships that's hence like in the sea, the military ships. I'm talking about those large military ships, and it's going to get all destroyed. Along with the small boats that could be showing up into the upper parts of Beijing, 7 miles to 10 miles in. You'll see them floating in the streets. Um, People will be able to get pictures and videos of the dragon, of the Earth dragon, that's more energetically holographic, but it's still so big that his head is touching the clouds while the feet is still on the ground. Um, as I was mentioning to show you, similar to this, his feet the ground, head up in the clouds. It's very, very, very large dragon. A little bit bigger, and then obviously wings. This is a beautiful, awesome picture I found um, through the internet, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't forget anything for you guys. Yeah, this is mainly just an update for the Beijing and North Korea tsunami, and an update with King Yalana and what we will be doing together with what's going on, including things that will happen with Queen Lily of Fae, which is actually she actually likes this photo. Oh, oh yeah, let me. She really likes this photo. Very similar. Oh, a little too slow. Yeah. And actually, some of them actually have different color skin, sometimes blue, but this is similar to it. But it's not exactly, but it's very similar. When we see as the images of our brains, it's not always the same. It's the best we can understand what we have experienced through our life, but it's not exactly everything. But eventually, those who get strong and have experiences, they have over the years, they'll see certain fae, wood fae, tree fae, especially the ones that are around your beds. I have four of them. I have a mother and father, that source tree fae that's been with me for the majority of my life, and their kids, both male and female, at the bottom of the bed. They protect me while I sleep, and they've been with me for so long. Um, I remember when he first brought out, I was like, so like I started being able to see it, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. and this is all connecting with the Fae. And well, I actually will be working with a lot with the Fae with my channel, so a lot of information you're gonna get to see and experience is gonna be I'll be able to post it. So I hope y'all get to enjoy that when it comes out. I have a lot of work to do with King Yalana and Queen Lily Faye and Era, and it's gonna be very fun. And there's gonna be a lot of other people within the Faye group that comes up to Aaronship that'll be able to bring out. They have different jobs, different things. We all do things differently. We be able to get those experiences. So I'm just on the Faye side of things. Yeah, believe. I believe that's everything for you guys. Yeah, I already covered the tsunami update for you guys, and the sea dragon, and what he looks like, and um, et cetera, for different things. I'm trying to make sure I cover it. Yeah. Alrighty then. Y'all take care. Have a good night or day. Love ya. Alrighty, I'm back again. There's something I needed to address that I forgot to mention in the earlier parts of the video. Um, okay. First, uh, I saw for myself when Eric takes home everyone when he mentioned about 40% of the planet's going home. That's not a joke. That is real. Everywhere, everywhere. But the main parts that you have in China when he destroys China. The number I got, he says 91 to 92. I also saw that, and I also saw 95%. But you literally, there's no more people. It's just going to be like a few. If honestly, it's going to really be so little to the point where it becomes a different country. Actually, it becomes a wasteland where people can't. It's super dangerous to travel. So lots of parts of China becomes inaccessible, unaccessible. So, but that is real. When I was seeing him taking everyone home. I was like, whoa, literally 90+% of China just gone. And that wave is so large. He's when you look at it, when you see it, it's wide and it goes from that shelf from Taiwan and it goes just under Japan, and he takes that. And different sections go, but like he takes that and it goes all the way up to Beijing. But that little spot, like I told you, it breaks off and hits North Korea. A lot of people in North Korea is going to be on home too. If anything, I think it's going to be a lot more. It's just similar to China, but the numbers, 66% of the people in North Korea, 67. Yeah, I'll just say it. Yeah, 70%. And then over when he goes over into India, about just under half, about 40% of the people there are going to be going home. Uh, Actually seeing that, and that's actually like a good. There's a lot of very negative lower spirit, a lot of lower frequency spirit there. This is including animals. All animals are going. When he takes the Three Gorges Dam, he's taking the animals away there, but some of the animals who have bad spirit, essentially lower frequency spirit, have to experience the pain because some of them don't know what's like because they kill, destroy the animals so much that they don't care, but they need the experience for themselves. Like, yeah, they're gonna get that experience. Um, if you look over into the Middle East, that situation, that about 46% of the people there. Um, but when you actually look at the number, it goes up over the months. It goes up over the years too. Just gonna be compassionate people. Those worried about the Israeli and Gaza situation, there's the good people in Israel can take care of the people that's in Gaza, and including people in Saudi Arabia. The king, there's to be a very good king in Saudi Arabia that has compassionate heart that takes care of the people there. And then from there, a lot of the bad folks, the idiots, the lower frequency spirits that's creating that war and making things more of an issue, they're going to be taken off. So that's not going to be a problem, and everyone's going to be able to get freedom at last for them. Um, and definitely in America, ooh, that one's going to be a doozy. The government is now being changed by Trump, which is awesome. But a lot of the situation in regards to like the Nazi folks who are controlling the issues. Actually, speaking of, I was on call with Gabe, and they came in with their supercomputers and up in Idaho, and they have all it up there. It's much. They have a lot of bases up there. They own a lot of stuff, and they took frequencies, radio frequencies, that can affect your phone and separate your call. And that's what they did. And they got a awesome, beautiful gift to their servers. Their servers be leaking for sure, destroyed. Um, they've been doing this to the Skype calls all the time. No matter, it's just because they don't want the information out here. So now it is. It's gonna be situated. No worries. Um, Feeling to your heart when you, especially when you guys see when you're looking at things, understand that he's Lily and Era are really bringing change that is necessary. And a lot of the issues that we don't often see is because we're in body. The best way to think about it is take the beautiful tuning fork and get that beautiful ringing sound. You take that same tuning fork and you hit it again, put it in a tub of oil. You take that sound, yeah. This is exactly what it's like to be in spirit and body. And so when you're experiencing and getting information, you only have the information that you have in that life. So a lot of your beliefs, a lot of your experiences, a lot of negativity that happens to you, that's how you get shaped. So a lot of people who will have issues when he brings up the dragon and everything, the sea dragon, they're going to see that CGI. And I was like, no, they're going to have satellite. It's going to be seen everywhere. So there's no way for that to be misconstrued because literally people have pictures all over the internet and on top of that satellite. And you're gonna see a change in the topography. And the topic oh wow. It's late. I can't, I can't. Just topography. Oh yeah, that's not what I'm going through in my brain right now. Um Topography. Um, but for essentially the all that image is going to be really really different, and it's going to be so different to the point where they can't say it because it's a dragon, it's not God. So you're seeing an actual dragon, and you're getting the understanding that not only this is real, and he's actually taking away that's the people that's the problem, creating issues to those who are creating the issues, and keeping those who are not creating issues or compassionate safe. This is going to be all over the planet. So when you see for yourself, it makes it easier, and especially with your heart. With your certain plexus, understand that you're just trusting instincts about things. You're seeing that. You're right there. But it's more of immediately, because it's such a large aspect. Your solar plexus is 7/8. 7/8 of your solar plexus is embedded in your core. Best way to think of it is take a beach ball and put about 7/8 of that underwater and you try to touch the top of the beach ball, that's how much you're feeling. You're not able to feel everything so much, but you're able to actually understand deeply in the core of that water. You already have the information. It's right there. That's why wolf energy has always been nothing but instincts. It's about your experiences and the experiences of your understanding. And over time, that becomes your wisdom. So that's why a lot of times you often see people like the color yellow and purple together because that comes together like that. Does wisdom is like droplets of all the experiences and understandings that you had through your solar plexus, and that becomes solidified. That's why a lot of people are very smart. They gotta watch out a little bit for their arrogance sometimes because they can go too far if they put favoritism and stuff. But eventually they'll come around to realizing with their pineal and get stronger, seeing what actually happens and what people are telling you what's going on. So I feel that that should be it. I already spoke about everything. My experiences with King Yalana um, are gonna be coming up on the channel, and then he's gonna be him and I are gonna be doing a lot of work together, including Queen Lily, I think. So I think that sound is telling me. um, I think that's it. Y'all have a great day or night. Love ya. Take care.